Okay. Let's turn, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everyone. We have some important information tonight. We're going to start with the election results. Do I have a motion?
I move to accept the election results as presented. Second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Results are carried. Now we need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now in adjournment. We can now move to swear in the new officers.
Should we line up here?
Why don't you kind of face the folks a little bit? I'll get out of the chair so you won't
I always
sit.
get standing next to them.
My height to my age.
Need a ladder or
Okay, if you would raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, David Ferris,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States,
and the laws of the United States,
the state of Missouri,
the state of Missouri,
and the ordinances of the city of Herman.
and the ordinances of the city of Herman.
And I will faithfully demean myself
And I will faithfully demean myself
and perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
of the office for which I have been elected.
of the office for which I have been elected.
And I possess all qualifications
And I possess all qualifications
prescribed for said office.
prescribed for said office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay.
Tom Durham,
But
your souvenir. And if everybody's sworn in, will please sign your oaths for me? That will make it official.
Is that what we do next?
Yes, please. And I'm going to post from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we have that. Next order of business.
Oh, I think Mike wanted to get a good picture for the
everybody
website.
look
please.
here, come here for a second.
Perfect. I think you can't have gotten me there, no. Okay, we call a meeting to order with our newly elected officials. And now I have a proclamation to read. Mr. Tom Durham, please. You thought you were done, but you're not done.
Wearing me out.
This is, remember when you're an officer, they can always call you back. Okay. This is a proclamation for Alderman Tom Durham Appreciation Day in Herman, Missouri. Whereas Tom Durham has diligently served as alderman for the first ward of the city of Herman during the period April 8, 2014 through April 9, 2018. And whereas Tom Durham has given of himself and his time to the city of Herman during his term of office to an extent well in excess of the usual call of duty. And whereas the Mayor and Board of Aldermen of the City of Herman, Missouri, desires to express our appreciation to Tom Durham for his term in public service. And whereas Tom Durham will be remembered as a loyal and trustworthy example of the best kind of Herman civic volunteer. Now therefore I, Dr. Robert C. Kerber, Mayor of Herman, Missouri, do hereby proclaim April 10, 2018 as Alderman Tom Durham Day throughout our city, and urge all citizens of Herman to express appreciation and gratitude to Tom wherever and whenever they may meet him. Be it further proclaimed that the original of this proclamation is presented to Tom Durham in recognition of the esteem in which he is held. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of Herman, Missouri, to be affixed this 9th day of April, 2018.
Sir?
You'll be missed.
I'll be right.
We're counting on
I
that.
know where you live. Yeah, right out.
Now, do we have a motion to elect the president of the Board of Aldermen?
I'll make a motion, we nominate Bruce Cox.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded to nominate Bruce Cox as president of the Board of Aldermen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Bruce. I have a report. I think it's important moving forward that we realize where we started. 2 years ago, when I was sworn in, along with Dave Faber, Tom Durham, Carol Schluss, Herman was a far different city than it is today. The city was staggering through a period of despair and desperation. My predecessor told us we were a city in decline, and many people believed him. We were also told we could not afford to improve our streets, we could no longer afford our swimming pool, our kiddie pool, or our park system. The best use of parks was said to be as RV campsites. We were told that city employees did not understand how to manage our city-owned utilities and that we should sell them and let someone else worry about them. It was even suggested that we sell part of City Hall to entice the Gasconade County 911 to move to Herman. The city had sued our electric supplier without regard to where we would get electric if we won. The contention was that Herman could be liable for up to $37.5 million, and an estimated cost of $400,000 to $500,000 lawsuit seemed reasonable at the time. Well, the people of Herman didn't go along with this, and they changed mayors. I was elected, and I worked hard with the Board of Aldermen to establish a period of trust and cooperation so that we could move the city away from that period and those ideas. The misinformation regarding MOPEP lawsuit was exposed and the lawsuit was ended, saving Herman as much as $400,000 in legal fees. There never was a liability at all, and MOPEP forwarded that in writing to us. Herman kept our swimming pools, built a brand new kiddie pool, installed dozens of pieces of new citizens' playground equipment, built a new basketball court, new t-ball fields, and soon a new concession stand and restroom facilities for the baseball field. A new water feature will be added in 2 years. Many of these improvements are due to the tireless efforts of our newest alderwoman, Susan Langer, the Park Board, and Park Pride. Over 30 streets were resurfaced, city utilities were not sold, and I'm proud to say that our city employees do understand how to operate them, and they're doing such a great job at it that each and every one of these utilities will end this fiscal year operating in the black. That's a profit for the first time ever. The city is investing in city utility infrastructure to ensure that these utilities will continue to provide Herman residents with good services for generations to come. As far as selling City Hall, it would have been against the law anyway. As these changes occurred, an even more important transformation took place. The residents of the city regained civic pride, regained confidence in their city, and regained optimism in Herman's future. These same aldermen up here, along with all of our city employees, worked tirelessly to achieve more than they ever thought they could. This is where we hope to go. How far can we go in the next 2 years? We can go as far as our vision, our energy, and our city pride will carry us. We plan to make more of these improvements that, as I mentioned above, as fast as budget allows, and that budget is growing each year. So we can have more street resurfacing, more park improvements, more sidewalks, constructed a fiber optic network built, new walk, hike, bike trail, and other things. Herman is growing up. We're a complex, viable economy made up of many segments. Healthcare is by far the largest, but also retail, industrial, lodging, education, tourism, and our city government. Other than healthcare, no one dominates the others, and they are all important. We must spend whatever time and focus is necessary to continue to expand each and every one of them. Herman residents are even more important, and we must not overlook them. We must turn our attention toward our citizens who have been waiting patiently. In order to effectively serve them, we must overcome some outdated ordinances developed over 30 years ago when life in Herman was much different than it is now. We must enact new safety regulated ordinances to protect our citizens, businesses, and visitors. Other cities already have similar ordinances. I will ask the Board of Aldermen to look into developing 3 pieces of legislation that are vital for the future of the Herman community, and I promise to sign them into ordinance. First, we need to enact ordinances that will help clean up our neighborhoods, increase our property values, and return neighborhood pride. They will help relieve overcrowded street parking, junk in yards, removal of dilapidated or unsafe buildings, and unsightly yard trash. Second, we need to ensure the safe operation of all forms of public transportation in our city, covering both taxis and buses. It will cover such things as safe operation of the vehicles, compliance with laws and ordinances, a fee for operating, and penalties for non-compliance. Third, we need to emulate New Haven's and most other Missouri cities with regard to safe occupancy laws to ensure that tourists and renters have safe housing. They should include inspections, warning detectors, and maximum number of occupants. What can you do to help? You can support your mayor and aldermen with ideas and encouragement. Constructive criticism will be welcomed by us. Try to offer suggestions along with your comments. You are the city, and we serve you. Help us help you. As I said, Herman has grown up, and the future is exciting. Changes will come with better jobs, better housing, better retail options, and better life in general. All will be improved. Let's be part of the solution. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate being re-elected as your mayor. Mark?
Mine's not anything like that. Last week, the city staff and I met to discuss the best practices for flooding in town. It's going to happen. It happens all the time. But it was a good meeting with lots of ideas and suggestions. We had emergency personnel and fire and ambulance and MoDOT, so you got some good ideas, and we'll start assigning some projects to various staff personnel. Still waiting to hear from MoDOT Aviation on the airport grant, the Missouri DNR on the hiking and biking grant, and all the paperwork has been submitted to the Ozark River Solid Waste Management Organization for a new forklift for Ed. Ed needs a new forklift, that's important. Street Department is nearly finished with the stormwater project on East 12th and Schiller down to East 13th. Park Department has worked on the MFA lot, getting ready for the season. They're also working on the pool. Everybody started reading meters now this week, and Thursday I will be attending the Merrimack Regional Planning Commission meeting, their monthly meeting on Thursday. That's my report.
Thank you. We have some ordinances.
First on the agenda is Bill number 2018-14. It's on for first reading. It would be an ordinance authorizing reclassification of designated land and amendment of the zoning district map for 406 West 18th Street, changing it to R3.
This is Mr. Tatum's property, I believe. He wants to build an apartment complex, which is a good thing for the city. So do we have any comment on that?
No, I think it's a good thing. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried.
Next is Bill number 2018-15, an ordinance to approve and to authorize the execution of a First Amendment to Memorandum of Lease Agreement by and between the City of Herman, Missouri and MCC Missouri, LLC. And so there's a letter attached, and there's a proposed First Amendment to agreement attached. Two things going on. One is that MCC Missouri or MediaCom is going to go ahead and sublease this interest to an outfit called CTI Towers Assets 2. And they have the right to do that under their lease. Second thing, so they're really just giving us notice of that. And then the second thing that's happening is they want us to sign this First Amendment to, the way they put it, amend the legal description. So I was careful to review that and call them. They're not really amending the area that they're leasing from the city. They're just making the description more thorough. And this Exhibit A where it says the following described parent parcel is what's new. Usually when you take a little piece and you lease it to somebody, you have a description for that little piece, but then you try to describe the proper legal description for the big piece that the little piece is on to make a more thorough description of the property. So that's what they're doing.
Any discussion? Any questions?
Do they really need our legal permission to do this?
To amend the memorandum of lease agreement, they do. Yeah. And we approved the original one by ordinance, so if there's an amendment, we should approve that by ordinance as well.
Okay, just throw it out, and what happens if we say no?
Possibly nothing. I suppose if there could be a dispute down the road as to the proper description of the property that they're leasing from us, and they're trying to clear that up with this. I suppose that we could hire surveyors and go out there to see if this description of this parent parcel is really true and accurate, and have them set pins in corners and make sure that that it's accurate, as I said.
Can we make them do that? At their cost?
We can ask. Yeah.
I get a lot of complaints about MediaCom service here in town. And handing them something for no particular reason. It might be the right thing to do, but it galls me a little bit. What do you recommend?
Approving it is legal, and not approving it tonight and writing them a quick letter that says we would like more information as to why you're seeking to amend this legal description now at this time is also legal. I would leave the decision as to which one of those you want to do to you guys.
They've already explained why they're doing it.
Not really. I mean, they've explained it to me on the phone, or the lady from North Carolina who answered the phone looked it up on her computer real quick and tried to explain it to me on the phone. But in terms of the written, this is why we think this is necessary, we don't have that yet.
So this tower is a MediaCom tower, but it's going to be a CTI tower,
Yeah, that's
Correct.
and you don't know why?
I don't know why they're subleasing space on the tower and towers typically have hookups or the ability to have different carriers on it, maybe 3 or 4 carriers on one tower. And so I don't know the details of whether they're just subleasing tower space to CTI, but MediaCom's still going to be the main operation of the tower, or if CTI is taking over the whole tower.
And that's what we need a clarification on, that's what you're recommending.
It says the MediaCom is selling the tower to CTI, it says that here.
Who's CTI? What?
That's a tower company, I guess. CTI Towers Assets 2.
Check the tower equivalent.
So they're selling the tower to CCI, and they're going to be leasing space on them from CCI, MediaCom.
That's what it said, yeah, basically.
MediaCom will continue to remain the tenant under the lease. Well, that just means that they're the tenant, they're leasing the ground space from us, for
That doesn't mean they'll operate it.
So when you looked into this, the land that they're describing here isn't changing at all?
Correct.
And
If you look at the last page of your document, where it says the lease area, is more just particularly described as follows. That paragraph and that picture is exactly the same as on the original lease. What's different is they now have this Exhibit A that's here on the other side, where they're describing, as they say, the parent.
okay.
I don't think that this is an emergency situation or something that needs to happen immediately. If you would like for me or for city staff to look more into CTI and what exactly is happening, and it's very likely that we can't stop them from doing anything that they're trying to do here, but if you just want to know more about it before you approve it.
I would prefer that.
So what is to enact that, what do we need to do?
To just table
Table
the
it.
first reading until next meeting.
Okay, then let's, with your acquiescence, let's table this until the next meeting and gather more information. Okay, motion's tabled.
Can we clarify who's going to gather that information
Mr. Khalid.
for Mark? When you mentioned
Mr. Rising.
I think Dave,
Next meeting's not for 3 weeks.
because I like to deal with the 20. It's you?
He said he would do that.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, next.
Next is Bill number 2018-16. It would be an ordinance to authorize the issuance and recording of a special tax bill for property at 910 Jefferson Street, Herman, Missouri 65041. And so this ordinance kind of speaks for itself, but we passed an ordinance to levy and assess costs for sidewalk, curb, and guttering at this property, and the bill hasn't been paid. And so recording this special tax bill so it becomes a lien on the real estate is an option that we have to try to collect.
I'm gonna make a motion to declare it first read.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Is there any unfinished business? No one has any unfinished business. We have some new business. I'm going to say one thing before we get to the MyFest. That is that we are changing our next Board of Aldermen meeting from April 23rd to April 30th due to scheduling conflicts. So that is official, and it will be April 30th. This doesn't happen very often, but it's happening now.
Would you move that podium under the speaker for me?
Move it.
Someone's coming up to speak. Would you mind moving that under the microphone? I had it pushed back for the
Okay.
swearing in.
The new business discuss the MyFest vote spots, alcohol vendors. Who is here to discuss that?
Any of us?
Any of you? Yeah, come on. All of you if you want
We
to.
didn't think we had to speak, really. We thought we were just here to answer questions.
Well, maybe somebody could explain in your words what it is and what you're asking for.
Sure. I'll come stay with
See, nobody now all. That's good.
We cannot speak alone.
We are the MyFest triumvirate.
So just for introductions, yes,
Be in
sir?
harmony.
We could. For introductions, Mary Koonsman is the new chairperson for the MyFest committee. I'm Tammy Brookerhalf, I'm the tourism director, and Melissa Knox-Lensing is the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce. So our vendor committee, our Volksplatz vendor committee, is asking for the allowance to have open containers on the Volksplatz area down at Schiller. Most of you know that Schiller is barricaded off at 4th Street, and then all the alleys and the streets along the 4th Street corridor from 4th Street down to 1st Street. So last year there was an area on 3rd Street that was fenced off for liquor sales, and it didn't exactly work as they were wanting it to. So what Sarah Helmer, who is actually in charge of the vendors this year, along with Melissa and us. Sarah couldn't be here this evening, so we were here for her, I guess. But she was hoping to do like little vignettes along the Schiller Street corridor. All the vendors will be on the west side of Schiller Street, and the little vignettes would be like an alcohol, perhaps a winery, and then an area which would be one vendor space that would have picnic tables or tables, and then the next area would be a food vendor. So having nice little vignettes along the area so that we have more of a shopping feel to the Volksplatz. Other questions, comments, thoughts?
I think that summed it up very nicely.
Chief, do you have any problems, issues, concerns with this?
No, as long as we make sure it's barricaded, the signs are posted about the material wall, and that it will be enforced, and just, I guess, my FES committee, just making sure that they can help us out if we're not down there, that inform people that you have to pour it out before you leave, or it could be issued something if we catch you with it on city streets.
Very good.
Yes, we would have
What about,
signs
I
along this.
hate to ask this, but what about restrooms? Do you have restrooms inside there?
We do. I have a whole spreadsheet of restrooms that are going to be accessible. I think there's 12 on our list that will be along Schiller Street, along 4th Street, extra ones in the downtown area. So I can get that if you need to.
No.
I'm in favor of it.
Thank
I'm
you.
just trying it for 1 year, because I want to see that Volkswagen start to go back to where it used to be, and if this, get a little alcohol in them, within reason, helps that, that's fine. But two things, you all realize just how important signage is going to be on this. I mean, you've really got to label things right. The chief has already said that he can handle it. Third, get a member of the fire department involved in planning this. I know it seems silly, but those gentlemen look at the world different than the rest of us.
We
I mean,
totally
they-
respect that.
You look at
Absolutely.
good time, they look at people getting hurt for
Right.
an emergency,
And
so
also
please.
alleys being blocked
Right.
and things like that. So yeah, that's a great idea that we need to do.
Maybe we'll be fine with firemen.
Do we have a fireman here?
Oh, I'm thinking there's another
Yeah, you know, I'm not an officer anymore, but the main thing for the fire department is access to the firehouse, because most of the volunteers that go to that house come down 2nd Street from Market Street.
Yep.
So they have to access the firehouse to get to the equipment.
Right.
So that one's vital, but, you know, it's not only the fire department, it's EMS too. You know, you
Exactly.
do still have residents that live in the area, and if the ambulance has to get through, you know, you just have to take that into consideration. I mean, and if you hear a siren, you know, hopefully whoever's at your gate to kind of look for the liquor people to make sure people are out of the way.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple.
Thank you.
Any other questions that we have? Any comments? What are we expected to do now? We were advised, now we have to have something,
This is what we were just discussing.
I would suggest a motion to suspend the open container ordinance within this area, but let's put that on the agenda for the April 30th meeting
Okay,
and post
good.
it, and then we'll
very good.
pass that then.
Very good.
Okay?
So plan accordingly.
Yes, thank you.
Very
All
good.
right, thank you very much.
But can I just clarify for them, is this enough confirmation for them to go ahead and plan as if that's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Somebody's got an objection here.
Just need to make sure.
Let them move on.
Thank you.
Okay,
I have something under new business.
all right, new?
Yeah, well, I guess it's new, it's old, it's new. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everybody, but since we're starting a new term, I had some concerns, and I just thought I should bring it up, since all the aldermen are together in the mayor, that, you know, in the last couple of years, we've accomplished a lot, and there's just, I feel there's a lack of communication to the aldermen. The aldermen are the ones that are supposed to be making a lot of the decisions in the city. And it seems like some of this stuff comes secondhand after the fact, And I would like to see us implement some type of policy where, whether it's tourism department, street department, whatever it is, that's going on in the city, that either the city administrator or Trish can send us emails and keep us updated on what's going on. All of a sudden, we'll come to a meeting and something's been decided, and or somebody asks me something on the street, and it's like, I really don't know. I haven't heard about that yet. Well, it's already been kind of decided behind the scenes, and I just think that we need more communication amongst ourselves to do a better job. I've been embarrassed a couple times because I just, I don't know, you know. So I would like, I don't know if we have to do a policy or just in-house or whatever, so.
It seems like maybe Mark and Trish can make sure that the aldermen are copied. The aldermen, there and all the aldermen get copies of whatever y'all
Well,
make.
the communication
And
goes
things from
on.
Dave too.
So, anyway,
Sure.
that's all I have. I just,
Well, actually, I'll agree with Bruce on that. I mean, even if it seems minuscule to you guys, if the public finds out about it, we don't know about, that is embarrassing when you get asked about something when you don't know.
Happens to me too. So,
thank you.
it can happen. Let's stop it. Make sure we communicate better in the future. Anything else?
I do. The house located directly across from the old city park on Washington Street is owned by the Althouses. A few years back, I guess it was part of the stimulus package at Safe at Schools Act, we put in new sidewalks here in town. Part of that sidewalk in front of that house got bypassed. The new sidewalk actually went out in the street. They want to know if it's possible for them to remove the old sidewalk, just after I said. That old sidewalk is a liability to them and to the city. When you get to the end of that block on High Street, I mean, it makes it down and then it's got a step right there. You know, it's bad in dry weather, when there's ice and snow on it, that's a backbreaker right there. I don't necessarily need a decision on it tonight. They asked me to ask if you all would look into that, please, and talk to them.
Sure will.
I mean, I don't see the problem. There's another brand new sidewalk there, while that old one would be important for anything.
Okay,
So,
we can look into that. I can let you know tomorrow.
okay, thank you.
Anything else? All right. The minutes are next.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion made to approve the minutes and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Invoices for payment.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to pay the bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bills are paid. Conditional use permit renewal, Jim Holland, unoccupied guest house at 409 Washington Street.
You skipped one.
Yeah, I think
Oh, I
so.
did?
Water line.
I'm sorry. Approved bid for water line replacement for portion of West 18th Street.
This is right out here from 100 up to Jefferson. The city will be doing the work. This is for materials. And there is money in the budget for that.
Is this that section they keep having to dig up in front of the church?
No,
If I pass.
that's being eliminated
Oh, okay.
altogether. This is just the first block of
Oh,
18.
Jefferson. Gotcha, okay.
Will they have to close that street when they do that?
No,
It's on the, more on the side?
yeah, it's on the side.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation.
Second.
The motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Now, the conditional use permit renewal, Jim Holland, unoccupied guest house at 409 Washington Street.
I don't see anything about any problem with it either.
I make a motion to approve. Second.
The motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. We have a conditional use permit, Steve Ballmer, unoccupied guest house at 214 West 4th Street.
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. request for Gasconade County R1 School District to waive sign permit fee.
This is something we've done in the past to ease the cost on tax-supported entities, so this is just helping the taxpayers. I will go ahead and make the motion to approve the waiver of the fee.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. We have the next item is to reappoint Linda Miskell to the Tourism Commission.
I move to approve the recommendation of the mayor.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. We now have a motion H to declare property as surplus. What is that?
An old zero-turn mower and the 94 F450 bucket truck, which is not safe for city use.
We've done real well with that Purple Wave auction site.
We certainly have, yes.
I'll make a motion to declare the surplus property.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Caterers permit. Lost Creek Vineyard MyFest bulk spots, May 19 and 20, 2018.
Now, this is one of those spots you're talking about, correct?
It is.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Second?
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Festival event application. Herman MyFest Committee, Schiller from 1st to 4th Street from Volk spots into the intersection of 1st and 4th from Maypole and streets for parade route, May 18, 20, and through 20, 2018.
I will move to approve.
Chief, does the chief have anything?
On the parade route or anything we're seeing out here?
Where does he go?
Susan, you can officially jump in here for a second.
I was gonna elbow you.
I know.
If Tom was there, I would, but
You can kick Bruce if he's talking too fast.
Yeah.
I've got an elbow too. So.
Marlon always, he will get a copy of the parade routes, and they're the same one as last year, so I don't think.
Marlon, on the MyFest, do you have any issues with any of these streets being closed or the parade route or anything along these lines?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Tom? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Festival event application, Herman Area Crusade Against Cancer, Hog Roast Fundraiser, former Pomida parking lot, May 19th, 2018. Is there any discussion here?
We provide the picnic tables for these things?
Yeah, we always have.
Make a motion to approve.
Susan?
I'd like to second.
We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried.
I was hoping so, because I wasn't going to second that at all.
I gotta
Good.
get faster, I decided.
Special event application, Midwest Blue Oval Car Club, Car Show and Rally, 4th Street from Market to Gutenberg, and Schiller Street from 2nd to 4th Street, August 11, 2018. Do we have any questions? We have a representative here.
Is this similar to the other Blue Oval events, just a different date?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying for a little better weather this time?
pray.
Yeah.
Or else the farmer's gonna love us.
All right.
I will move to approve.
I'd like to second this one also.
Okay, very good. We have a motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Very good, Susan. Why don't you just jump right in? Okay, we have a citizen's comment. Marcia?
Thank you very much.
Good evening, and thank you. My name is Marcia Bucher, and first of all, I want to congratulate everybody, and I look forward to working with you in the next 2 years. I have some comments that I would like to make, and I'll just not even take my 3 minutes. Thank you for allowing me to address the mayor and the Board of Aldermen. Last week's election results spoke volumes to me on how divided Herman citizens are. I am not a citizen and could not vote, but as an individual who has lived here or in the surrounding area most of my life and worked in town, I am disillusioned and very concerned about Herman's future and how the next 2 years will play out. Tonight, I am not speaking as an employee of the city, but that of a concerned individual. My family does own and has owned businesses in town for many years. Most of my immediate family live and work in town. My concern lies with how the current elected officials will move forward in bringing Herman back together. Personal feelings, past hurts, and agendas must be set aside. The way I see it, and this is personal opinion, the doers and shakers in this town are the city, the chamber, our local paper, and HRED. These 4 entities must work together as a team for the good of businesses, both present and future, the school district, the hospital, our citizens, and property owners. Elected officials, I know you think you do, and that which you must do is to treat each citizen, property owner, or guest who comes your way for help, advice, counsel, etc., with dignity and respect. Again, please set aside your personal feelings, past hurts, and personal agendas. Take the high road so that Herman can once again come together as a place of continued progress all of us are seeking for our future generations, and as a viable community it can again be to live and work and be very proud of. We must all do our part. We are a team. Please, please don't lose sight of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Very nice. Okay, we have a closed session plan, and we should get to that. So, do we have a motion to go into closed session?
I move we go into closed session for the purpose of dealing with matters related to legal action, cause of action, litigation, or privileged communication between the city's representative and its attorney.
Second.
We have a second, a motion and a second. We need a vote.
Aye.
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 We're in closed session. Thank you. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.
That